let's see here.
The first thing is about you.
You're too cool for school. No, wait, that doesn't right.
No,
I can't hear you now.
yourself.
Good evening. It's our old pal Sam Goody here. Terrible news about Miss Wiley, but being honest, we all know that guy was a son of a bee. There's Destiny's here.
She can figure it out.
I think she knows that word.
He revolutionized the mall shopping industry, which is an industry that will never go out of style or depreciate in value in any way. Just like the cassette tape. Have you guys heard about the latest Tears for Fears album? Sorry, it's not Ray Springfield.
I know.
Boy, that's fresh.
Tears for Fears had awesome haircuts. Okay. Is that all you're supposed to say, Sam Goody? Destiny, do you know what a Sam Goody is? You don't know what that is?
It's what Sam Goody's was.
Yeah, that's the point. Do you know what it was, Destiny? See if you want to tell her.
It was a big record store chain that sold all kinds of music stuff.
Oh, yeah, you told me this.
Stereos. They actually had.
Now she remembers.
It was like a one-of-a-kind type place.
Yeah, you told me this.
It was at all big strip malls. Pretty cool. Spent a lot of time there.
It actually had records in it, which Destiny might not know what records are.
Yes, she does.
They're coming
Yes,
back.
she does. She has records.
Actually,
Okay.
It's on vinyl now.
Yes, we have vinyl.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read you
I
mine.
have one right here.
What is that?
Carmen.
It's a vinyl.
Carmen, it's an opera.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
It looks
my
like
daughter.
it looks like a Cyndi Lauper type outfit.
See that? In there.
It's vinyl.
Very cool.
My daughter has good taste, thank you.
She definitely does. She has great taste in men.
She has been raised well on music.
Oh, right here.
Okay, so I'm going to read you mine. Okay, it says, I'm a local Malibu fashionista. I wish. There isn't a trend in Malibu that I'm not aware of or have an opinion about. I'm very materialistic. Uh-oh, I was in the 80s, I think.
Oh, that's true.
I'm really not. Not now.
Fashionista for sure.
What's that?
Fashionista for sure.
Fashionista, thank you. Not in the pandemic. The last time I put makeup on was the last time I saw you guys.
This is 1980, so.
That's true. Very materialistic and look fabulous being that way. And great, wait guys, you have to see my props. Hold on a second. Okay. All my packages.
Oh,
And all her bags.
Shopping bags.
That's just from this afternoon shopping. By the way, sadly, this is from Steinmart, who's going out of business. Is my
Business. I heard that. I was upset about that.
Are you? I'm devastated. Actually, Sue wrote me back and said, "I'm so sorry for you." Or was that you, Joanne? It was one of you guys.
What?
Very sad.
Oh, I don't go there, so I don't care.
What's that?
I don't go there, so I don't care.
No, but one of you guys wrote me back and said, "I'm very sorry for you." So yeah, they're going out of business, but they were around 120 years, so they were around in the 80s, but they weren't in our area. And I have a whole stack of real receipts just from this afternoon too. I didn't go shopping. This is my character. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Willow Wiley, Diane, you're next.
Yes. This was truly a tragedy. America lost a great person today. I lost a father. He taught me so much about business, about ethics, about building a brand, and about paying taxes. I'm determined to find out who did this to him because it definitely wasn't me.
So you're his daughter.
Yes.
Okay. You know, I probably should have read what happened to him first. I guess we're all psychic. I'm sorry.
And I'm proud to announce my new line of handbags.
Oh.
She's selling again.
I'm selling again.
That's why she picked it, so she could sell it.
Are now available to purchase at the mall. Thank you so much.
I already bought 3. Wilhelmina, Joanne?
Okay.
Your
Oh,
names are too close to
this
each
is-
other's.
Are you, what? Are you done?
No, I'm saying you and Diane's names are too close to your characters' names are almost the same. It's confusing.
Oh. This is so unexpected. My husband, well, we were separated because I know he was cheating on me big time, but now he's dead. I'm feeling so many confusing emotions. I'm sad because he was floating in the beautiful fountain in the Galleria Mall, but I'm a little happy because he was such a bastard. But I didn't kill him, I swear. I've got my jewelry brand to launch, and I've got my makeup store to sell, and I didn't kill him.
Is that your new Avon stuff? Joanne sells Avon now. What was the jewelry? Let's see the jewelry. She used to sell jewelry too.
No, this is Suzanne had this at for my wedding.
Big birth. Oh, okay, cool.
At the Mary and me and Suzanne, whatever it was, lunch. At the
Okay.
Bleeding Pen.
Very cool.
My
And then
jewelry.
Tina Queen. Oh, she's ready with her prop. Look at this. We're getting to be pros here.
My name is Tina Queen, and I'm proud to compete for the title of Miss Teen Malibu. Malibu, 1985.
Wow.
Mr. Whitwiley was a leader in the field of pageant sponsorship, and the entire Malibu community has lost a great man. This mall, which was a momentum for American greatness, is now nothing more than a, don't know how to pronounce this word, mausoleum?
Mausoleum?
Yeah,
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
mausoleum. My heart has been broken, and only though solving this mystery can truly heal. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Tina Queen? Unofficial. How are you related to him? So Willow Diane is his daughter. Wilhelmina Joanne's his ex-wife.
He was the sponsor of my pageant.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. You know what? I should have read you that he died first. But we think we're pros and we know what we're
I
doing.
think we figured that out.
But
People
can I
all
read you
figured
what-
out there had to be somebody that died.
Right, but can I? Oh, I have to tell you something funny. I invited my cousin Kareem, who is on the West Coast, and my cousin Jamil. And Kareem said that he thought it was a bad example for the kids to be a murder mystery. I'm like, well, you don't see any violence, and it's a farce. So anyway, Dusty, you're not going to become a murderer because we're including you, right? But his kids are 6 and 4, but still, I don't think they would know what's going
The
on.
grandkids were here last time we played it, and
They weren't paying
think
attention. They
anything.
won't pay attention, right? They
Yeah,
won't-
they don't think that it's anything about it because they thought, no, it's a game.
They just think we're, chatting or whatever. Okay.
Right? They thought it was a game.
Exactly. That's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to read you the introduction. It says Detective Leo Tards here, Malibu County Police Department. Shoppers were treated to a rude awakening Friday night when the body of a real estate developer, Whit Wiley, was found floating in the fountain at the newly opened Waterside Galleria. The victim evidently drowned in the fountain. His fans and supporters were shocked to learn that he was not that was not in fact his real hair, which is found floating nearby. Oh, guys used to have toupees back in the 80s, yeah. Our investigation has turned
Yeah,
up.
what do you think? That's Rick Springfield's real hair?
Yeah, I think it is.
Hey, we've seen it up close. Don't disparage Rick Springfield.
Michelle actually accosts them every time.
Oh, every time, right? Security
Yeah, pulls
actually
the wig
came up
off.
to me and put their hand on my back. So they picked me out at Parks. Do you guys know there's a casino named Parks on Street Road now?
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad used to work there.
Did he?
Yeah.
Steve and our group and I, we would drive up and down Street Road looking for something to do. If that was only there when we were kids, we would have been happy. By the way, I met Steve in 1985, the year of that we're playing, I guess. So that's-
Well, at that time in '85, it was a racetrack. So
I know.
No casino.
Right.
Yeah, the racetrack's still there. But Joanne and I like to
Racetrack.
go to Joanne and I like to go to concerts there. They built this amazing concert hall with really good acts there. We have a whole bunch of,
We went the first year it opened up to see the fireworks.
yeah, that was on July 4th that we were having Margaret was having a little birthday thing for me, and yeah, we went and saw the fireworks there when they announced the name.
Yeah.
You're right. So I miss going. I keep telling Joanne I miss going to parks. It's my favorite place to go to a concert, and they get great concerts, and they have restaurants now, and good acts, and the tickets are reasonable. Okay. I'll keep reading. Our investigation turned up a slew of suspicious suspects. You have 5 of them. As Mr. Wiley boasted not only an impressive alleged net worth, but he also amassed his fair share of enemies along the way. The Wiley family business empire is far-reaching. They'll put their name on anything and everything, including malls, casinos, speaking of casinos, apartments, and office buildings, luxury goods like purses, weight loss supplements, and even meat products. Oh man, I don't know if you guys know I'm a vegan, but yeah, there we go. I didn't edit this. The Wiley Waterside Galleria Mall had just opened to the Malibu public that same day, so someone really had a bone to pick with the deceased. Though I can't say I blame them. The guy seems like a real jerk to me. Still, we got to find out who did the deed and why. Hey, Joanne, you have in the City Winery that is in the former gallery is appropriate then because this is in the mall.
Right.
We didn't realize it was appropriate. Okay, that was the intro. Okay. So I think we're just supposed to answer our questions. I didn't stress about this so much this time. I figured we know what we're doing. So I think we just go to our questions thing. Oh, no,
Okay.
I'm just to reveal the evidence. I'm sorry. Okay, so it says Act 1 evidence. While searching the Wiley family offices, our investigation has found some curious notations in the personal planner / diary of the deceased. Seems as though Whit Wiley kept detailed notes of his comings and goings that points our investigation in several directions. Ooh. One page refers to his son, who's not playing, Whit Wiley Jr., saying, "Junior won't leave me alone about his inheritance." What a numbskull. I wish he could be smart, useful, or attractive like his sister Willow. Hey, Willow. Shout out to Willow. The allusion to the attractiveness of his own daughter is certainly inappropriate, but it seems that Wiley Jr. may have a motive if he was trying to collect on his trust fund prematurely. The diary also mentions several appointments with a certain BB. Who could this BB be? And why were little hearts drawn around those initials? I don't think BB is playing either.
Betty Bangs.
What's that?
Betty Bangs.
Betty Bang. Oh, Betty Bang. You read ahead. Oh.
It says Act 1 question. Ask Betty Bangs.
Oh,
She here.
okay. Well, wait a minute. I have something else to read you. So I would reveal some evidence from the diary. Each guest should use their questions menu to ask another guest questions from the act. Okay, but I have to read you the diary stuff. Okay, so here's a diary. You know, I thought about it. I thought about whether I should email you guys this stuff. I just printed it. You guys can't see this, can you?
No.
No. Maybe you got to turn the background off.
There it is. Turn the background off?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You don't really have to see it. But there was a diary, and I think it's just got his different times and places that he went to. So, okay. So shall we ask the questions? Steve, you want to ask the first question?
Okay, first question, person's not there.
Well, I think it's
Second
me, the
person's
first one
not
we should
here.
ask.
Third person's not here.
Yeah,
Go to
I'm
the next
Connie
page.
Sumer. You're supposed to ask me a question.
Huh?
I think the third one's Connie Sumer, who's me.
Oh, that's the first one. It's here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Hey,
Okay,
wait a minute. I can't
questions
even.
menu. Ask Betty Bangs. Yeah, because you go with that questions menu.
You have the questions menu, Steve?
Yeah.
The first one is Connie Summers. You asked Connie Summers.
Say Connie Summers.
I'm Connie Summer, Fred. I mean,
The
Fred,
fourth one
Steve.
down.
Fourth one. Turn the page over.
Or I'm Connie Sumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
Okay, next
consumer.
page. Okay, Miss Connie.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet with Willie? White Willie.
Yes.
Wiley.
Wet
Yes.
Willie.
Get Diane's last name right.
Get my last name right.
That's right.
Wet Willie sounds better.
Well, that's a whole other game. Okay. So you asked me, did I ever meet Whit Wiley? Yes. Ew. I was at the mall opening, which was like a very cool event. Of course I was there on the opening. We were at the parks opening. DJ Fly Swatter was jamming, and all the stores had sales. So I had to be there. And I was like, this is going to be the best day. But then I saw the only stores in the Galleria were that lame, gross Wiley family store selling fake Gucci purses and whatever. And I was like, no way. So I like waited in line to take a photo with Mr. Wiley. And when I got to the front of the line, things got very weird.
And who's the next one?
I guess I'm supposed to ask the next question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I really wanted another guy to play so we could get somebody to be Dickie Dorcas. I was going to make Jim Bracken be Dickie Dorcas.
Not happening for me.
I know. Luckily, there was this way I forced Jim to Miami Vice outfit.
I can live with that.
Okay. So the next
I guess
question.
the next one is for me.
No, is it? Oh, it is for Sam Goody. Okay. By the way, this spells your last name different than the way you have it. But have you been in biz with Mr. Wiley for long, Sam Goody?
Okay. Well, yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I met Willie back in the 80s when he was raising money for the state-of-the-art home 8-track player system, 8-track tape player system that I thought was pretty assured bet. So I gave the guy a huge chunk of change, pretty much everything I had. Seeing as my store now dealt most exclusively in cassette tapes, you can guess how that business deal turned out. Total bummer, to say the least.
At least it was an 8-track. You can
Yes.
still use cassettes. Steve, are you away from the microphone when you read your stuff?
Yeah, he can't hear me?
Yes. What? Did you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I actually have my microphone muted. I'm talking through Diane.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Yeah.
Diane, can you ask a question of Tina Queen?
Yeah, who's the next person down? Tina Queen. So, Tina, I actually asked her.
No. It's Willow's turn. Diane's turn.
Well, I just read.
No, it's who reads.
Well, no, I who asked the
No, but-
question.
But we don't. But Steve already asked a question, so I think it's her turn.
Right.
I didn't ask a question. I answered the question.
He answered the
Well,
question.
You
Yeah, but
asked the first question.
If
You asked the first question.
And then I answered my question, and then I'm supposed to ask the next person down on the list,
Right.
who is
Yeah.
Tina Queen.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Tina Queen, how did you meet Mr. Willie? Wiley. Mr. Wet Willie.
Everybody in Malibu knows Whit Wiley. He is the exclusive director, president, and CEO of the Miss Teen Malibu pageant. He comes to all qualifying events, regionals, semifinals, and of course is the judge you have to impress the most if you want to be the Swarovski Crystal Tiara. Oh, Swarovski, I know that place. And
Joanne
you
likes
know
that
I'm
place.
going to win it this year. Mr. Wiley basically told me himself I was his favorite.
That's what they all say.
And I do know what squash. I can never say that. But I know what it is. My aunt and uncle took me there.
Where? The
To-
Swarovski?
Swanovski.
There's one in the Tropicana. Joanne and I go to the one in Tropicana back when we went down the shore.
Yeah, they closed the one in Ocean One
Oh, they did?
because now it's the club place.
Oh, I think that closed too.
It might have.
Yeah, that was before the virus. Tina Queen, I think you're supposed to ask a question of Wilhelmina.
Check. Okay. Would
Yeah,
you
we-
describe your marriage to
we can do
Mr.
ours.
Wiley as a happy one?
No, absolutely no. Let's
Yeah,
be
well-
honest. My husband was a disgusting pig.
That's why you're sitting there with Rick, right?
Yeah, really. Disgusting face, disgusting hair, disgusting liar. He was just disgusting. I loved him for his money, okay? This is America. And for the visa to get out of my country, of course. And he gave me 2 beautiful children. Ew!
Oh no.
But I was only really happy with him when we got separated.
Joanne, where are your kids?
They're out.
They're in the trunk.
No, there's one here.
They're tied to the chair in the closet.
That's right.
Why is there no questions for Willow?
Because
Yeah.
Steve wanted to go twice and then we had to do it his way.
No, she's not on the. Or she's not.
She's
On
not
Yeah,
the
she's
list.
not on the list.
Good question. Why is she not on the list?
I
Yeah.
guess, does she come in on the second act, maybe?
Maybe.
No,
A late entrance?
no.
No.
Maybe she's going under the radar at the moment.
Oh,
No,
wait.
she's nowhere on the
She's
question
not
list.
on here.
You sure that's a valid character?
Does that mean she's innocent or does that mean she's guilty?
Is that one of the characters that Will?
Well, she's
She's a character.
not even in
He's a
the.
character because I got questions and
Exactly.
answers.
Hey,
You
do you guys want to hear
question-
something funny?
You don't
This
have
is what-
questions.
This is on a morning show. I don't ever watch morning shows, but the other day they were showing there's a donkey named Mambo. That as a joke, you could hire the donkey, like if you had a business meeting, to show up on your Zoom. And they wait till your coworkers see that there's a Zoom square that this donkey named Mambo is on there, and they have him dress up like any way you want, like for the meetings and stuff. You don't think that's funny? Maybe we should have invited Mambo tonight to play with us. So maybe Will is crashing our party, but she could be the murderer. We don't know.
Where's her
No
question?
questions?
I don't have any questions.
Well,
You don't have any questions?
maybe you'll have more later.
No.
I read through the whole thing on the names. I didn't read the questions,
Do you have
but she's not
answers?
on there.
On any of them?
On
We have
any.
we have to let her ask some
Well,
next round.
Does she have answers?
Answers. I have an answer book.
Oh, read
You
your
have-
answers.
Well, you know what? Just answer your question on the round one so we hear it. Maybe they made a mistake because it's a brand new game.
Okay.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Like, why does she not have
Any questions?
any
What
questions?
about answers?
My father, who was a brilliant man, taught me many valuable lessons about how to succeed in business without ever having to try, you know. He taught me that if you speak in such a way that almost sounds like you know what you're talking about, and if your sentences almost make sense, but when you really think about it afterwards, you're confused and they don't make any sense, people will say, okay, they don't really understand. Then you're very useful in negotiations, I've found.
I don't know what that question that answers, but that's good information. Okay, so that's round one, act one. So I guess, should I read you what the reporter would have said for act two?
Yeah,
Okay,
evidence. You have to read the evidence.
okay, give me a second. On evidence. Okay, act two evidence. Okay. Our investigators have found another clue why case in the Galleria. Ledgers from Mr. Wiley's office showing rent charges for the Galleria's vendors were found floating in the fountain. Oh, floating in the fountain with his toupee alongside the deceased. The ledgers, while water damaged, suggest inflated rents for many of the Galleria's tenants, including the hair salon, the record store, ooh, Sam Goody, the food court, and the DJ booth. You look shady again, Steve. Like last time.
He did it. He raised his rent. He got mad.
Exactly. Perhaps an angry tenant took the notion of a rent strike too far. The ledger also shows exorbitant payments made to one Mr. Swipes Cardigan, who's not playing, a known fake handbag importer.
Person that's not playing did it.
That's right. The one who's not, but we're all innocent. That's why we're chatting instead, because we didn't do it. Things may not be the same, what they seem at the luxury shopping establishment after all. Who has something they'd like to say about this? Okay, and I have to reveal you some evidence. Hold a second. Am I supposed to, isn't there reporter stuff I'm supposed to read you too? No. It's on, oh, never mind. Okay, we're good. Okay, so let me show you the evidence. Where did Tina Queen go? The bathroom?
Sure no.
No, I was yawning.
Oh, you're not allowed
And
to
she
yawn
was
during
taking
your party.
pictures. I didn't want her to catch me off guard.
Thank you for taking pictures, Diane. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Joanne, I don't know if you heard, Diane's kind of like a pro photographer.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And Joanne and I like to take pictures when we go to concerts and stuff too.
Yes, I'm the one that takes pictures at concerts that people don't know that I'm taking, which is really cool.
I'm so sorry that you're not local. We would have fun.
Yeah, Michelle's parents were photographers.
Yeah. What do you mean they don't know they're taking you? Do you take it with a big camera, or you take
Yeah, pretty much.
or you take illicit pictures you're not supposed to take?
I'm taking pictures that nobody knows I'm taking.
Well, we like that.
Except I'm watching her like a hawk because I know she does that.
That's very good. Well, hey, if Joanne and I are climbing the bathroom walls on the sink at 2, definitely.
I'm the one sneaking into the rooms at 3 in the morning, okay?
You would have been good addition to our crew.
Correct.
We would have been a bad influence on her, Steve, if you guys lived here. Okay, so we move to the ledger. Okay, so all it is Whitley's records at the gallery of like his rent checks. I mean, you know, it's not like you have to see it. It explained it. You guys can't see it, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so.
Hey, Des, wake up.
We're keeping you up?
Get some Coke or some Pepsi or something.
No,
I
she
can't have caffeine.
Joanne, this is not late for you. She'll be up on the email like
I
very
didn't
late.
say I was. It's for her. She's yawning.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Destiny can't do caffeine
Oh,
at all.
really?
I wish.
Yeah. She
I
wishes she
think
could.
Hmm.
If I drink caffeine, I pass out.
You guys don't want to see me on caffeine. I'm already hyper. Okay, so let's go to Act 2 questions, and why don't we just have Willow ask the first one that's available since she's not listed somewhere.
Okay. Back to questions. Here we go. Hey, Connie, the first question's for you.
It's always for me.
What more can you tell us about your interaction with Mr. Wiley at the mall on the opening day?
Well, like, okay, so I got to the front of the line and he looked so shiny. Like his face was literally glistening with self-tanner. This might be modeled after somebody. Yeah, it was after his daughter. It was like radioactive or something. And I was like, have you ever considered like a matte foundation or something? You're looking as greasy as a slice of food court pizza right now. I'm sure he loved hearing that. Why didn't he murder me? But anyway, he saw me, and I'm not even joking you. He grabbed my ass. Uh-oh, sorry, Dusty. Seriously, like, hello? I'm sorry, too, that he grabbed it. Seriously, like, hello? I'm not a Galleria mannequin, dude. I'm a WOMAN.
Oh.
You can look, but absolutely do not.
Oh,
touch.
man.
Okay, it makes me spell it on this. Sorry. Okay, that's it.
Listen, Sam Goody.
Why don't we let Joanne ask? I don't think Joanne, did you get to ask a question last time? Do you want to ask the next one?
Remember.
Yeah, why don't you go?
Yeah, she did.
She goes at the end of the
Well,
round.
let me know.
Well, why don't we go from Willow? Why don't we go in that direction so everybody gets to do it?
Then you got to ask her that her question.
You want me to ask Sam then? He's next, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, was Mr. Wiley a reliable business partner?
No,
Absolutely not. He was not, and honestly, I don't think he would claim to be if he was here right now and instead of floating in the fountain where he belongs.
You look like you're in a Coke commercial or something, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like he's in some ad somewhere on a billboard or something?
Yeah,
My Coke.
Nice head behind him.
I know. Well, but isn't that is a very cool backdrop though? The ones they gave us were not as good.
No, they
Um,
were
Well, I didn't want to pick the one that Diane had. I don't want my head in the girl's boobs.
Well,
not hers anyway, right?
Yeah.
maybe that's why Diane chose it first, so you couldn't get it. I thought this one was for me was pretty cool because my my outfit is actually from the 80s. It's the turquoise checkered, so it kind of matches.
Right.
But I like the ones we have instead. So. Okay. So let me get off of that. I'm sorry, guys. Little commercial. Who's Destiny? Do you want to ask the next question?
Well, who's?
Well, I think
You have to
I'm
ask
next
now.
on the
Steve
list.
has to ask Tina.
All right, so I got to ask you.
Tina
Queen, where's she at? Tina Queen.
What was your impression of Mr. Wiley?
I mean, he seemed like a perfect gentleman every time he popped us to visit us girls in the dressing room. He always pretended to cover his eyes or act like he didn't know it was our dressing room. He was such a kidder that way. This man's a creep.
He's a creep. Maybe he's modeled after somebody.
Maybe that's why he's dead.
Yeah, right.
Like, my character's a teenager.
Certain person who owned a pageant who would come in on the 15-year-olds when they're in the dressing room.
Pervert.
All
right,
So
so
this
that's
is
the-
the next person. I guess we all mean
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you involved in the planning for the Wiley Waterslide Galleria?
Oh, yes, I am involved of lots of Wiley projects. And this Malibu Mall was very close to my heart. I also was able to launch my perfume line, Wilhelmina, at the Galleria. And it rhymes, which was great. Whit consulted me about everything. Well, everything except which sales girls to bang in the dressing rooms, but that's another story.
What was that last sentence? What?
He wants to hear that one again.
Destiny, cover yours. What was that one again?
Permission to
Cover
bang
yours,
the
Destiny.
sales girls.
What was he doing?
What a boom.
It was two girls or him and a girl?
He didn't ask which girls to bang
Oh,
in the
the
dressing
dressing
room.
room.
he's had a lot of
Whoopee. Whoopee.
He's a creep.
He's a perv.
Did you know that they're trying to, some pedophilia are trying to legalize pedophilia as a sexuality?
Really?
I never heard that before.
Well, it was a post by one of these news people, and they were like, no, this is outrageous. They're trying to lower the legal age of consent to 4 years old.
What, to have sex?
Well, aren't they outing themselves as criminals by joining that group?
Right? Oh, yeah.
That makes no sense.
It's like this most, I read it because my best friend sent it to me, and she was like, this is outrageous. Like, she sent it individual text messages like that. And I'm like, yes, it is. Because it was some person like saying like 4 years old. Like, what? No. Yeah.
Well, Joanne's got some 4-year-olds locked in the closet right now. From her first husband.
Actually,
I don't think the
I think
4-year-old
Willow
can
is her
spell
daughter.
consent.
No.
Right. That's just,
4-year-old probably can't even talk yet. I don't know.
well, they can. But Joanne and I don't have kids, and we're not. You guys can't tell.
Like Schultz says, I know nothing.
I do know they can talk by 4, Joanne. Anyway, okay, very cool. Do we have anybody else who was supposed to ask a question?
No, I
That's
think
it.
we did
No, wait a
more.
minute. Wilhelmina.
Joanne's
Wait a
gotta
minute.
ask Willow.
Somebody's got to ask Wilhelmina a question too.
I did. That was
Oh, you did
how
did.
we got onto the
Yeah, that-
pedophilia talk.
So
You got
sorry.
your double take.
Willow's got to answer her question.
There is no question for Willow.
No, but she's got to answer provide her
I have
answer.
to read my little spiel.
We have
So
to
what's
see
your
how
answer?
shady she or innocent she
So you
is.
should get your money back for this.
I know.
this
Well,
one.
I'm gonna have to write the author and tell her. She
Yeah,
does
they
answer.
left
You're
somebody
gonna have to
out.
write something because it's crazy.
yes, it is. Maybe
How can we really know anything, you know? Like, I know I'm really gifted handbag designer because my marketing team tells me I am. I know I'm really smart businesswoman and job creator because my handbag factories in Indonesia are really cheap to run. And those Indonesia seamstresses really know how to sew, you know? So, like, yeah, I did know that my dad was savvy and cunning. Did you know I was daddy's favorite child and his little princess? I didn't know if you knew, but I knew I was.
No, he
You
must
were his only daughter, though, right?
have visited her at night.
What's that?
He must have visited her at night.
He's a creep around the clock. Okay, so there's no other questions for Act 2?
Yep.
Okay. So am I supposed to, I guess I'm supposed to read you Act 3 evidence. See, that's why it's good we're chatting because it would be very quick otherwise. Okay. I'm sorry. I printed all this stuff out and it's like there's a lot of paper on the table.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
Okay. Okay, so Act 3 evidence. This case seems as good as closed. I haven't figured out anything. I don't know about you guys. Our detective unit has turned up a final piece of evidence which has turned this whole end of investigation on its head. Eyewitness testimony says Mr. Wiley was last seen leaving the Chess King. By the way, who remembers Chess King? Anybody remember Chess King? That was like a happening mall store for like for fashionable guys. Steve, John King used to work at Chess King, not that he was fashionable.
He thought he was.
He thought, right, he just thought he was, exactly. By the way, I bumped into him a couple years ago, but I'll tell you that story in a minute.
That's for another night.
I hadn't seen him in 28 years. But anyway, where we go? Oh, plastic chess piece. Wait a minute. Yes, eyewitness testimony says Mr. Wiley was last seen leaving the Chess King toy store in the Galleria. That wasn't a toy store. After he engaged in a loud altercation with Mr. Dickie Dorcas, who didn't bother to show up. Plastic chess pieces were also found lining Mr. Wiley's jacket pocket at the scene of the crime. What could this high school kid have said to Mr. Wiley to anger him so? And did it lead to his doom? I think it's time the murderer come forward and reveal himself. You may get off easy? No. Well, then we'll have to do this the hard way, and I promise you will get life or worse, death for what you've done. But before I charge the killer with the crime, I'd like to hear from each of you one last time. Okay, before you guys do anything, hold on a second. I have to get the evidence for you. Okay, so there's a nice picture here of a fountain. Should I turn the light off again? See, Joanne, I have a light right next to me.
Oh,
It's not helping you guys see the evidence though. But what the evidence is just a fountain with chess pieces around the fountain and a crime scene ribbon around it. Okay, so it says each guest should use the questions menu to ask another guest a question. And then once all guests have answered their questions, players should take turns making their accusations based on who they believe is the murderer. Okay, and then after all players have made their accusations, each player takes their turn to read their final statement from their character booklet. Okay. I guess we're back to the questions. This is the last round. So who should start? Who went last with questions?
Doesn't matter. We asked you first.
Oh, well, you want to
You're
start
the first one on the list, so I'll ask you.
Okay, because
So, Miss Connie,
yes.
so what happened after Mr. Wiley harassed you at the mall opening meet and greet? Think about it, Michelle?
Oh, I have to find my, I have like 5 of these things printed out of different things to do. Okay. I was stunned, obviously. Like I know I'm hot. Like I know I'm hot, but just because the guy
You
seems like
know
a,
it.
He's a millionaire. Not on the 2 a.m. Practice sessions. I don't want anybody to see. I'm like, I know I'm hot, but just because this guy is like a millionaire or whatever he thinks he is, he can just help himself to a butt squeeze. Oh, who talks like that? No. I'm looking around the mall and I'm seeing all these. Even then, I didn't talk like that. So I'm looking around the mall and I'm seeing all these like fake ass shops selling fake ass luxury goods. I'm like, oh no, this guy is a faker. He has to be stopped. I've got to protect my fellow Malibu shoppers from the possible torment and embarrassment of carrying a fake Fendi bag into work or school or the tanning salon or wherever. I have a deep purpose in life, as you guys can tell.
Get a good tan.
You're just there so you can squeeze your ass.
That's right. Well, I'm there to shop. That's my job, is to shop.
Who is it?
So who's the next?
So you have to ask Sam.
You want me to ask Sam a question?
Yeah, okay.
Sam, when did you last see Mr. Wiley?
Well, I was at the opening day of the party, of course. DJ Flieswater, who's not here,
He didn't do it.
Was
bumping the jams
and the energy was kicking. I wanted to discuss some outstanding debts with Mr. Wiley at the party
because the mood was so convenient, okay, conventional, and there was a lot of positivity
in the air.
What could be more
surefire, ironclad business than a music store in a mall? Well, you're ranking us
until the year 2000, my friends.
But Mr. Wiley was evading me for some reason. I don't know why.
Steve, can you say those last two sentences? What was that about the year 2000?
Okay, what could be more surefire, ironclad business than a music store in the mall? We'll be ranking in there until the year 2000, my friends. But Mr. Wiley was invading me for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, so they're actually saying, okay, you thought there'd always be music stores.
Right.
At least to the year 2000.
Yes.
Okay. Glad nobody invested in that, right? Hopefully.
That's
only 5 years.
What's that?
That was only 5 years worth. They said from
Right.
84 to 2000. 85 until 2000.
Very cool. So you
Okay.
lost your shirt, which maybe some people would want you to lose your shirt. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
In the business.
In the business, yeah.
That's right. Okay.
right,
Will, do you
so-
want to ask a question? Diane?
We'll
Will,
address
ask a
your
question?
answer. We don't know what the question is.
Well, she knows she can ask a question of the next one.
The next person on here, let's see.
Is Wilhelmina. Oh, Tina Queen. Ask Tina Queen a question.
Yeah, Tina Queen and-
is last.
Where's Tina Queen?
It's on the back page.
Tina Queen, when did you last see Mr. Wiley?
I came to the opening day of the Waterside Galleria, of course. Everyone who is anyone in Malibu was there. The party was bumping thanks to DJ Flatuswater, and the sales were okay too. But I have to agree with Connie Summers that some of the Fendi bags looked more like fakey bags to me. But I wanted Mr. Wiley to see me there for brownie points. So I waited around his meet and greet to get a picture with him. It is important to see and be seen if you want to be Miss Teen Malibu 1985.
And that's your goal too, right? Destiny. Okay, do you want to ask Joanne a question, Wilhelmina?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay.
The last question on there.
Did you see Mr. Wiley the day he died.
Yes, he stayed at the Malibu house that night, which was very rare. He usually stayed at the office late, but we all know what that means. But
Oh.
yeah, he was busy with Michelle's butt. But
No, he wasn't. We were in public. What was he doing with you?
He was squeezing the Charmin.
That's an ad from the 80s too.
Mhm.
yeah, it is. But when he'd come home and he wanted me for sex, but I am holding firm to our separation agreement.
Good for
No
you.
sex. So he slept on the couch. I'd rather have it with Rick.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And any of Destiny's crushes.
Didn't like that because he's used to getting what he wants.
We're in agreement.
He had lipstick on his collar, but what else is new? Soon I thought he won't be my husband anymore and he can do whatever he wants. We didn't say much to each other. Then he left. Next time I saw him, he was floating in the fountain.
Ugh. Okay. That's
Okay,
eerie.
Mom. Willow.
How dare you insinuate I could be guilty of parricide? Like there's no possible way I could be capable of such a horrendous crime. Look at these hands. Not only are they elegant and perfectly manicured by my personal Vietnamese manicurist Lang, they are also clean, okay? Why would I want to control my father's empire anyway? I've only just graduated from the Wharton School of Business, and I was just listed on the 25 richest bitches under the 25 list by Rich Bitch magazine. There
You
is
want to be on the cover of
absolutely
Rich Bitch?
no absolute reason for me to want to inherit that much wealth and power right away anyway.
I wouldn't mind.
Wait, if she was a rich bitch?
Yes.
You could put up with a bitch for less, right? So why
True.
not?
I did it for 10 years already.
You might have. I'm not allowed to comment on tape, right?
Yeah.
Well, we just know.
To relay it. So.
What's
It's
that?
recorded, Steve.
Who are we going to show besides ourselves? Did anybody watch the last one? I watched the first 20 minutes and I was gripped by it and I meant to get back to it and I never did. But I did because you miss a lot when it's going on. Like I enjoyed it watching it back.
Yeah.
Anyway. What are we doing next? Okay.
We're at the final scene.
What's that, Joanne?
We're at the final scene.
I know. Hold on a second.
Final countdown.
Give me a second. That's what I'm saying. I forget which
In the number here, who did it? So,
statements. There's the chess pieces. I have no idea who did what. Everybody seems shady. Okay. So are we all, what did we do first? Did we read our, I guess we're all gonna.
You
supposed
read
to read your-
the evidence. Actually, you read the reporter thing, and then
Is there a
we
reporter
try to
thing?
guess who the murderer is.
I don't think I have another reporter thing.
Oh, then we try to guess who the murderer
Yeah,
is.
give me a second to see if I have one. See, that's the thing that's a little confusing is there's like a ton of handouts they give you if you're like the host. Okay, so it's not on the questions menu. We're done with the questions menu. Okay, once the guests have asked and answered the questions, players should take turns making their accusations based on who they believe to be the murderer. After all the players have made their accusations, each player take their turn to read their final statement. Okay, so Steve, do you want to go first and guess who you think it is? Accuse somebody?
Okay. I accuse you.
But I'm so innocent. I'm the victim.
Well, then I guess you're supposed to say, why do you think that person did
You're
it?
supposed to say why you think she's guilty.
Okay, I think because Connie didn't appreciate
the little squeeze the charm.
I didn't appreciate the squeeze and the charm. Destiny, you know what that means? Do you know that commercial? you want to tell them what it means, Steve? Tell her what it means?
There was the TV commercial where
This guy, what was he, Mr. Wimpy or
Mr.
something?
Mr. Whipple.
Quickly.
Mr. Whipple. Okay.
He
Yeah.
would always say, "Don't squeeze the Charmin." He would go around when people were.
You know how the Bears Destiny always talk about the Charmin tissue now? Well, instead of bears, there used to be this guy, Mr. Whipple. And he used to say, "Don't squeeze the Charmin." And he used to put his hands like this and try to squeeze the Charmin.
So he was
Because
creepy
the whole-
too.
Yeah, he was creepy too.
And they had
He
But the
kind
whole
of
point of
this
it-
creepy person. He would take this Charmin tissue and squeeze it back and forth.
instead
maybe
of
he's-
themselves, but
But right, maybe he's like
Yeah.
Mr. Whitley. Mr. Whitley and Mr. Whipple are both creeps.
Mr.
They were,
Whipple.
it was a creepy commercial back in our
And you
day.
know what, Destiny, it went on for years. Like,
Mhm.
Like back in our day, that was a normal commercial. Now
Right.
it's cute. Now it's a teddy bear like character.
The teddy bear one's clever, I think, actually.
Yeah, it is because it's kind of like
What? The toilet paper stuck to his butt?
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of a normal kid thing though.
if it's a teddy bear, it's not like weird. If it's a kid, it would be weird. So it's cute with the teddy bear. Right?
It's cute with the teddy bear. It's a toilet paper commercial.
Joanne, are you offended by the teddy bear? Or are you happy it's not a kid?
no, the teddy bear's fine.
That's what I'm saying. See?
See,
but if
it's
you had
not a kid.
Right. But
they
this
have to
creepy.
wait for the pedophile rule to do a kid.
Yeah, so instead of kid shaking his butt saying, my butt's clean, my butt's clean,
Right? They have a bear do it.
Right. And
That's okay.
Take Artie outside and let him do it in the grass. You wipe it.
Right.
I
So much
do.
easier.
That's too much information. Artie's my doggy you guys saw. Yeah,
Right,
probably
we know.
too much information.
Mhm.
But Mr. Whipple was actually a pervert because he was going around the store squeezing the Charmin, telling other people not to squeeze the Charmin.
Right.
Anyway, we got distracted. Okay, so you
Very
think
confused. She's got a very confused look.
she's like, what is wrong with you
Like
people? I
this-
should be hanging out with my friends. Why am I hanging out with these old creepy people?
You know what, Michelle? You got to Google squeeze the Charmin and send it to her.
Okay.
Hmm.
She doesn't want. She heard more
She
than
can
she
do
that.
heard more than she wanted to say. You know what? I am torn. I'm torn between who I think it is because everybody's got a motive.
That's the whole point.
I know. Any of us could be it. I don't think it's Tina Queen, but like, so if it's Tina Queen, I'm definitely gonna be feeling
Oh gosh, this guy's creepy looking.
isn't he? And he thinks other people were touching the Charmin, but he's always the one squeezing the
Oh, could
Charmin.
you Google him?
Yes.
Yeah. Destiny's the Google queen.
Oh gosh.
No, I don't think she did it. Look, she's not racked with guilt if she's look googling Mr. Whipple. I mean, Steve was shady last time, and I think he's shady this time. Sam Goody, Willow. Why is she not even written there? Does that mean she's guilty? And some of her answers sound a little off. And Joanne, you just had a bad marriage, but why is he sleeping over? So I think it might be you. Something didn't go right in that sleepover.
Here's my knife.
That's because Rick showed up. If only, right? So I guess I'll say Joanne, but it's one of you three. But that doesn't mean it. You guys aren't impressed when there's 4 other suspects that I say it's one of you three.
Well, that's obvious.
It's so obvious. Okay, Diane, Willow, who do you think did it?
Born between two people.
I know, which makes us bad at this. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, better odds.
I think it could be my mom, which would be Wilhelmina,
That's 2 for Wilhelmina.
Joanne.
because she could be the vindictive, soon-to-be ex-wife. Kind of like, I'm sick of him cheating on me. I'm sick of him being this, after the
Been there, done
girl
that.
squeezing the butt and walking in on all these teen girls. I'm sick of this whole extra persona person he is type person.
And then thinking he's going to get sex with me too.
And then thinking he's going to come home and get sex with her, that's creepy in and of itself. And God only knows what he did to his daughter because he kind of sounded like he was
Yeah,
the creepy father.
yeah, he visits her at night.
Yeah, he visits her at night. That's just a little creepy. So, that being said, could be the soon-to-be ex-wife.
Can I ask a
That was-
question too, of Joanne Wilhelmina?
Hmm.
You're not divorced in this yet?
We're
You guys aren't.
separated.
You're
They're
separate.
separated.
That's your thing. If she gets rid of him, then she gets his millions. And if they
Correct.
divorce, she doesn't get anything.
Correct.
But
So
maybe
that
I'm
would be
wondering.
my take on that. Now, who else is the other suspect that
Well, it depends on the divorce agreement, because that sometimes you take them to the cleaners.
right,
could've had a
exactly.
Could have had a prenup.
Didn't
They had a
say
prenup, we don't know that.
And she get nothing anyway. So who was the second person you thought, Willow?
The second person would be Mr. Sam Goody up there. Notice behind the shade man here, kind of shady.
Shady in the shades.
Shady in the shade. And the fact that he didn't have really good answers to where he was during this murder time
Mm.
made me question what his motive could be. And the fact that he was trying to track him down about the contract and what was going on there.
And he's covering his eyes so we can't see.
That's
Correct.
Lying. There you go.
There we go.
Steve, that is a good look for you though. And I think it's funny because you got the guy behind you, like it's like there's the two guys dressed like that sitting in the corner together.
Yeah. So
Yes.
those would be my two takes, and those are my reasons behind it.
Okay.
But you got to pick one.
I know, but I'm down to two. I've narrowed it to two.
You
Hey,
have to
she
pick
narrowed
one.
it to three.
No, but then I chose one. So you got to choose one so we can see who won.
Okay, if I have to choose one, I'll say guilty by association, the man. He's the only man playing.
We should just blame the
Oh,
man. We knew that in the beginning, right? Okay,
Sorry,
Wilhelmina.
man.
Did it.
Well, I really think that, all the girls he's sleeping with, that they wouldn't kill him, because what are they going to get out of it? But I think that Sam Goody there is really mad about the rental increase, and they were arguing about the rent increase, and he's going to be stuck with this lease for 5 years, or actually,
Only
5 years.
huh?
It's only
5 years.
Whatever, however long the lease, and 2000 Sam Goody's gone, so I think Sam did it.
Sam doesn't know his business is going out of business.
Right.
Okay, Tina Queen, Destiny, who do you think did it? Mr. Whipple.
Mr.
Ripple.
Agrees to Sherman.
Besides him.
Thinking, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
You all have very good reasons on why you think that person is. I have it between two people also.
Okay.
And
No, I am-
Indecisive women.
Well, you were
okay,
decisive.
it's Sam Goody.
Joanne was. There's going to be a fight at you guys' house because you guys are living with a murderer.
I noticed that. God help us.
But at least there's two of you to escape. He's not answering either. He's drinking. He's avoiding the question.
I can't believe you guys are accusing me.
Mhm.
I know. Sad.
The ones who don't live with you didn't accuse you either. Well, I somewhat
I
accused
did.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. That's right.
I had it between Wilhelmina too, because she kind of is like that, the wife that could get something, the separate wife that could get something, and she was kind of just done with his stuff.
She's probably going to get something anyway, unless there's a prenup.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in the 80s, there wasn't really prenups, so.
So you're probably right.
Right.
You know what? You know what the downfall of this series is? Because I use the same series, twice. There's other places you can buy this stuff, but we know the setup. and I love the 80s theme. The downfall is there's anybody could be the murderer. So like logic could tell you it's any of us, but it doesn't matter because it's whoever was randomly assigned by Jim VB.
Right.
So you like logic doesn't matter because any of us could have done it. You know, because the authors all created reasons for any of us.
Then it's not him.
What's that?
If he assigned it, then it's not him.
Well, no, Jim VB, who's not playing.
Oh,
He's not playing.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
bailed.
Yeah, last time it was Allison's husband Isaac who wasn't playing.
Oh, okay.
Did it. Like I have to get somebody who's not playing to do it, so I don't know who's doing it, who's the murderer. But I'm just saying, you know, logic doesn't matter. But if you go to the murder mystery like at Peddler's Village, they're hard to figure out too because they just have some wacky reason why somebody did it. It's not necessarily logic.
We're
So,
gonna do an escape room.
you'd like to do an escape room? I've only done one, and I did it with Rita. I got stuck. Oh, nobody's listening.
You got stuck in there?
I know. I got stuck alone with Rita last year. Me and Rita brought her friends.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
I know. Rita, at least she brought a girlfriend for buffer. Nobody else went but me and Rita. This was like last year in January. It was at what's that place? What's that place on Street Road that's been there forever? Fisher's. It was at Fisher's, and it was the same people
Oh.
who do the murder mystery in Peddler's Village, but they did an escape room there. So it was fun. But you're done in an hour.
Yeah, they have them here in Atlanta.
Yeah. Have you guys done one yet?
No.
We were gonna
Did one
do
go
one
in?
when I went with my sister to Oklahoma, but Alfonso wouldn't watch the kids, and we didn't have enough players because
prob-
Alex wasn't old enough.
They probably needed something like that to do in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, but we didn't. It was sad.
So you didn't do it?
No,
Oh, well, there's
that's
plenty.
why I said I want to do one. I've never done one before.
Yeah,
I've done them like on an app, but I've never done one in person.
I didn't know you could do it on an app. And Joanne, where did you used to do one?
The BAS where I used to work made us do one as a team building thing.
During the day?
Yeah.
How was that?
I didn't like it.
Is it because you had to play with your coworkers, or you didn't like?
No,
You
I
got
just
stuck.
didn't like it.
Oh,
didn't
well,
like-
it could have not been done well
You
too.
would do because you like the scavenger hunts and all
Yeah,
that.
I love scavenger hunts. Yeah.
Oh, I love scavenger hunts. They're
So
fun.
maybe after all this COVID stuff is done, we can all go do one.
That would be fun. They used to call me the scavenger hunt queen in Philadelphia. I used to.
I remember your scavenger hunts.
Yeah,
yes,
they
Michelle.
used to. I used to win.
They were
I would
fun.
I go by myself, and so like I was like the kid, like if nobody picks me, like you know, and then they get picked on the team, and then my team would win because I like doing it. But anyway, that's when I had more energy too, to run around all over
Oh,
Philly.
God forbid her with more energy.
I know, well, more physical energy. I didn't have like bad
Mm.
feet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw they were doing one here in Atlanta. Everybody was on one of those segways, scooters,
Oh, that would be
running
fun.
around the city.
That's fun because you don't have to use your feet. That's good.
Right.
Very cool. Okay, so everybody accused each other. Okay, so each player takes a turn to read their final statements from their character booklet to determine. Okay, so we're gonna read our final
You're supposed to
statement.
volunteer who's going to read it first.
This
Yes.
is when Tommy.
I'll go first.
Tommy goes for pizza.
This is Tommy going for pizza. Somebody going for pizza. That'll be a clue. We should call Tommy and ask him to order some pizza. Tina, I knew it wasn't you. None of us accused
Yeah,
you. Nobody accused you.
it would have been funny if it was me though.
It would
Yeah.
have been. I was ready to be wrong.
Okay. I will never get over the shock of seeing Mr. Wiley floating in that fountain. It was super grody to the max. Very sad he's dead, but luckily the Miss Teen Malibu pageant is still happening this weekend. So come see me ascend the throne. I do that tongue twirling in my talent portion.
I would like to see that.
I actually can do baton twirling.
You should
That's
have
like a
learned
lost
it.
art. You can do that for us on Zoom.
I can't read my thing ahead, Mom. And your baton is somewhere.
Did
On
you
the top of the closet.
Oh,
did you put your hair up like that for the 80s? Was that
Yes,
for-
she did.
yeah, I did tweeze it up a little bit, but it
Very
kind of
good.
went.
Very good. It was noticed. Okay. Anybody else want to go next?
My family's good name has been sullied by this investigation. I regret that my father ever had his eyes on Melville as a location for a prestigious Wiley family establishment. 1985 will go down as a tragic year in American history because we lost my father, Whit Whitley, who was not only a great man, he was also an okay dad, even though he always behaved in a kind of creepy way towards me, let's be honest.
Towards every female.
Mhm.
Good point. Okay. Well, I'm glad it wasn't you since they wrote you out of the cast somehow.
Yeah.
That would have been a big ripoff if that was okay. Anybody else want to go?
I can go.
Why are you avoiding it?
You don't know.
I can go. I can go. I'm the wife and I didn't do it. You know
Oh
what?
man, wrong
My
again.
husband was a real shit. He was greedy, dishonest. He told me one time he wanted to run for president one day. Well, he fit right in.
It was. I think the whole thing was modeled after the president. I'm sorry. The president used to go after the girls at the pageant, the Miss Teen, and walk in on them. And he does make sexual comments about his daughter. But anyway, go ahead. Any
I'm
chance?
glad somebody got to him before he had the chance, because that would probably be terrible for our country. But even though I basically hated his guts, I didn't kill him. Not guilty.
You know what? I think Sam Goody should try to date her because she's going to be rich because I think she's inheriting all her. all his
It
billions.
doesn't say my character is married or not.
Exactly. And maybe, Joanne, maybe you have a chance with Rick Springfield now.
Oh, baby.
Because you're gonna be the rich, although he's been married for a lot of years. Okay, so who's gonna go next? I think I will. While I did publish a scathing op-ed in Malibu magazine condemning Mr. Wiley for his hard taste in fake luxury items and his highly inappropriate booty fondling at the meet and greet, I am not his executioner. But but like they use a lot of different words for butts in this thing. But like I heard, there is a sale at the mall in Westlake. Anyone want to go? Oh, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I'll go. So who did it? It was the man.
Woo!
You guys were right. So he can't be mad at you because you were right.
Yeah.
By the way.
Hey, good
I
at
was-
this stuff.
Can I read my part now?
Yes, please.
Okay. I was pretty angry. Mr. Wiley gave me the brush off at the opening party.
Nobody put Sam Goody in the corner.
Ooh.
I am not going to be made obsolete. No way, Jose. So I went to his office and we had some words. He wanted some money that I owed him, but I always felt he led me astray with the 8-track tape deal back in 1980.
Ooh.
Suffice to say, we didn't agree. One thing led to another, and I pushed him into the fountain. It made quite a splash. Don't worry about me. I'm off to Club Fed,
where all the corrupt businessmen go to pay their debt to society. See you in 1995.
No. See, you seem shady. You were my second choice. The ladies who live with you knew better.